What's up, Franciscan sports fans? Welcome to BaronCenter, your take on anything and everything Franciscan athletics. It's an opportunity for campus to recognize the top athletics achievement of the month.
Knowing full well that if men's tennis makes that list, we've probably made a mistake. We'd like to kick off this episode by recognizing the top 10 Franciscan sporting moments of the 2016-2017 academic year. We throw it over to Alexander Dudek to start our countdown.
Thanks, Caden. Kicking off at list at number 10 is the April 22nd performance of the Franciscan men's lacrosse team. Their 18-11 victory over non-conference opponent Mount St. Joseph saw junior attackman Jonas McKegg post 6 assists, the most for a single game in program history. Franciscan outscored the visiting Lions squad 6-2 in the second quarter, featuring goals from 5 different Barons, including 2 from sophomore midfielder Dan McCartney. In his 7th win in a Baron uniform, freshman goalkeeper Matt Moreno posted 9 saves on a day, where Franciscan honored seniors William Scott, James Judd, Paul Modzelewski, Spencer Hilton, and Austin Morga.
At number 9 is men's basketball's 80-70 victory over conference rival D'Youville College on February 11th. Graduating as the university's all-time assists and steals leader, senior Derek David helped his team turn a 42-38 halftime deficit into a 48-46 lead at the 16:05 mark in the second half. Freshman center Matt Trent would give the Barons the lead on a mid-range jump shot during the eventual win, in a game that saw David register 2 additional steals to add to his all-time total of 121. The Barons limited D'Youville to a 29.4% percentage from the field goals on the day.
Coming in at number 8 is Franciscan's own rugby squad, whose 17-12 win against Carnegie Mellon University in the 3 RRC semifinal would qualify them for the championship matchup against Robert Morris University, a game they would win 26-19. After dropping a tough 20-17 loss to Carnegie on October 19th, Franciscan would rebound only 9 days later, overcoming stout Tartan defensive efforts in a statement 17-12 victory. Ben Ursi would convert one of his 3 conversion kicks, and fellow senior Luke Planchet would be named man of the match.
Our number 7 moment comes courtesy of Lady Baron Aquatics. At the AMCC Conference Championships the weekend of February 11th, the swim and dive team placed 4th in the conference with 282 points. In the process, junior and my friend Elizabeth McNulty rewrote the program record books, setting several of her 8 records on the year, including the 200-yard freestyle relay and the 100-yard butterfly. Head coach Cassandra Pyle was named AMCC Co-Coach of the Year for her record-setting campaign.
Shocking literally everyone still watching this recap, men's tennis somehow made the countdown.
At number 6 is your Franciscan men's tennis team. Their definitive 6-3 win over Otterbein University marked the first time in program history that the Barons have overcome the Cardinals. The match set the tone for the team's 5th straight AMCC championship. Junior Jarek Sulak and his handsome doubles partner put their opponents away 8-1 at one doubles.
Before you were destroyed in your singles match.
Right, real ego booster. And senior captain David Freitag won a thriller of a third set, 6-4, giving the sport a clutch number 3 singles victory.
I just really love how you call it a sport. That's so cute.
So it's not like...
Okay, but before we reveal moments 5 through 1, our very own Alex Dudek caught up with the newly hired athletic director, Mike Holmes, to discover his expectations for the Barons in the upcoming years. Alex?
Thanks, Katie. Alexander Dudek here with the Baron Broadcast Program, also here with new athletic director, Mr. Holmes. Mr. Holmes, how are you today?
Doing great. It's a beautiful day here, so.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, as a lot of students and fans here are wondering, we're wondering where you came from, your backstory. So could you tell us a little bit about the roots of what makes you Mr. Holmes?
Okay, well, it's been about 28 years of coaching and athletic administration, and most recently in the University of Maine at Presque Isle. I started in high school at a small Class A, that's the smallest in Iowa, and just started coaching and teaching and have been in education. And so really the goal of everything here was to a faith-based institution, NCAA Division III, which is where I think it's at. I think it's the student-athlete mission here is what's important, and I wanted someplace where my family could kind of settle, my kids would go to school, and I could have a rewarding finish to my professional career.
Absolutely. Now, how did you hear about Franciscan University?
We just kind of threw a wide net over the Midwest. My twins are 4 years old. We have grandparents in Iowa. We have grandparents in Indiana who kind of want to see a little bit more of them. And so I was in a public institution. Public institutions are awesome, but being a person of faith, I really wanted something faith-based where I'm around students who are in the same mindset. So kind of in that Midwestern, Mideastern area, that's kind of where we drew it, and God brought us here, and so we're extremely thankful for that.
Absolutely, and we're happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Now, as the new athletic director, what directions are you looking to take with the program in the future?
Well, I mean, that's no secret. This is what I kind of interviewed on this premise, was that I'm a competitive guy, and I believe, and I said this to the athletes at the awards banquet, I believe Franciscan can be a model, and that model being an institution that's not just faith-based in name, but in practice, and that is at the top of competitiveness in NCAA Division III, and that would be a model for anybody that wants to do that. And I think a lot of institutions have sacrificed that model because they don't think you can do both at the same time. You can't diminish your recruiting base to this one little group of kids and still be competitive, and I just don't buy it. So that's what I'm going to try to do, step by step.
Awesome, and we'll be right here beside you, hopefully recording it and making sure it's all gets known.
We hope so.
Perfect. Thank you for meeting with us today.
Hey, thanks. Good to talk
I'm
to you.
Alexander Dudek. That's all I have with the new athletic director, Mike Holmes. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Alexander. Our number 5 Franciscan Athletics Moment of the Year belongs to both the men's and women's cross-country teams. Each team took first place in the 2016 Franciscan Invite on September 24th. The men registered 7 runners in the top 15 finishers, and 5 of the 7 competing Lady Barons placed within the top 10. Eventual AMCC Newcomer of the Year, Grace Galligan, finished more than 2 minutes ahead of the second place finisher. And sophomore Nick Long crossed the finish line first for the Barons with an 8K time of 32:31.
From the moment freshman Denise Carrasco ripped a triple into the outfield on April 26th, our number 4 Franciscan Athletics Moment of the Year has represented the growth of the Lady Barons softball team. Tied 3-3 with conference opponent Penn State Altoona in the bottom of the 7th inning, and needing a victory to clinch an AMCC tournament berth, Carrasco's first hit of the game set her on third with no outs. Her score later in the inning gave Franciscan the 4-3 victory and qualified them for their first ever AMCC postseason appearance. The win characterizes the resilience of a team which went winless in their 2015-16 campaign, but now has more wins than in all previous seasons combined.
The talents of junior soccer star Leo Herman highlight our number 3 moment on the year. On September 7th, Franciscan won a hard-fought game against Geneva College and their first ever victory against the opposing program. Herman posted 3 goals on the day, the last of which sealed the win for the Barons only a minute into the overtime period. The win would catapult the program towards their best ever finish, with 10 wins on the season and a 6-for-3 regular season conference record.
After falling to Penn State Barron 5-1 in the AMCC semifinals a year ago, the Franciscan women's tennis team exacted their revenge in this year's AMCC championship matchup against the Lions. Their 5-2 win earned them an NCAA tournament berth and is our number 2 Franciscan Athletics Moment of the Year. Dynamic freshman contributors Madeline Conrad and Gracie Hamill anchored the number 1 and number 3 singles spots, and a strong senior presence in singles specialist Aaron Coyne and team captain Claire Haddad contributed to that win. The Barons took a 2-1 doubles lead into singles play and watched as sophomore Maria Bennett's 6-2, 7-5 victory sealed the win.
Before we reveal the top Franciscan athletic moments of the year, we'd like to make a few more people feel great about themselves. Here are the honorable mentions.
On September 24th, the women's volleyball team would surrender only a single collective game, on a day which saw them defeat both Medaille and Hilbert colleges. The AMCC quad match pitted the women against 2 conference opponents, and the Lady Barons added 2 more wins to their resume, in a season capped by a Lady Baron berth into AMCC postseason play.
9 graduating players were honored during Lady Barons Soccer's Senior Day in an October 22nd defeat of conference opponent Medaille College. Their dominant 5-0 shutout win featured goals from seniors Christy Kelly, Jasmine Florentino, Savannah Lubking, and Elizabeth Krillich, as freshman goalkeeper Gloria Ann Tripp recorded her second straight shutout with 2 saves.
Our number 1 Franciscan Athletics Moment of the Year belongs to the women's lacrosse team, who took home the 2017 AMCC Showcase Trophy after earning the top seed in competition. Sophomore midfielders Elizabeth McCanty and Liz Doyot each registered 5 goals on the afternoon, contributed to the Lady Barons' 17-15 lead with just under 3 minutes left in regulation. Franciscan would surrender a goal within the final minute of action to bring Hilbert within 1, but stout Lady Baron defense would prevent Hilbert College from establishing any kind of offensive threat. Goalkeeper Brittany Bain added 13 more saves to bring her season total to 144, as head coach Mara Conant led Franciscan in their first year of eligibility to the title.
Before we sign off, we'd like to take a moment to thank all of those individuals who have supported Franciscan athletics since the year's onset. First and foremost, we'd like to thank head athletic trainer Kelly Goggin and her dedicated staff, who regularly wrap athletes in quantities of ice heavier than their own respective body weights. The training staff also rehabilitates injured athletes, and their remedial services are the absolute backbone of the university's athletic success.
We'd also like to thank the Baron Game Day crew for their provision of color and play-by-play commentary on all live stream sporting events, and for their synthesis of post-game highlights packages.
Thank you to our executive producer and our sports information director, Mary Raskop, for all of your hard work and dedication, and for firing us every time you saw us.
Thank you to our motivational coach, Michael Raskop, for calling us all John, and to our scriptwriter, Joseph Silva, for calling us all unprofessional.
On behalf of Christopher McGurn's immaculate head of hair, my fellow anchors Katie and Alexander, and everyone here in the studio who makes this production possible, until next time, it's been a pleasure, Baron fans.
Michael Mendocino, 3-point attempt, and that's good.
Great spot by Becca.
Three best turns in the plate. Let's get it now. Let's go. Take it.
Also, tennis is for real a sport.
Literally whatever helps you sleep at night.
You know what helps me sleep at night? You know what helps me sleep? These 2 trophies.
Oh my gosh, they give you participation trophies? That's so
They're
cute.
awesome.
I think they're made out of plastic, too.
I think they're definitely plastic.